Today I'm going to talk about sparring on the offensive line. I'll discuss what a session looks like as we work up to the sparring part of the session. I'm going to discuss what sparring actually entails as it pertains to offensive line. And then finally, I'm going to talk about why I believe it's one of the more important things that we can do to get skill to actually stick with our offensive line athletes. So during the summer, most sessions will have at least one sparring component in it. And so let's say it's the last 15 minutes of the session. For this one, the way we'll begin is with basic drills, very vanilla. The offensive player knows the defensive player's objective. The defensive player is being a cooperative partner. So right here, he's swiping the outside hand. All we're looking for is that offensive player recreates space with their feet and the hips, gets back into good position so they're able to reestablish connection with that hand. From there, we kind of expanded on the outside hand swipe where we had the offensive player leave their hand out intentionally so they could get it swiped. And then the goal was the same, reestablish a good position with their feet and then regain connection with their outside hand. But again, this is just drilling. From there, we work some concepts with the inside move, specifically allowing the inside move or the crossface to fully develop. So instead of just shutting down the inside move by the defender where you keep your post foot up, the idea of allowing that defender to cross your midline before you block them. And yes, this means you'd have to drop the post foot. As center, it makes sense for a lot of people, but you notice right here, he lets him cross the midline, is a little patient, and then takes the defender where he wants to go. And here he just worked aggressively shutting the inside move down, keeping the inside foot up. The point is both work, whether you're allowing the block to develop or allowing the inside move to develop, allowing that defender to cross your midline and taking him where he wants to go like this, or shutting it down to the line of scrimmage. The point was we were drilling concepts of stopping the inside move. From there, we started rehearse sparring. So now the defender has more objectives. He could cross face or hit the inside move. He can do a straight rush, or he could hit the double move where he's faking inside and going back outside. And the point of this is we were working the idea of allowing the inside move to develop. And if you jump that inside move on a double move, it becomes a bitch of a block. Now we get to the actual offensive line sparring. And for us, these are 5-second reps when we're working pass pro. You could spar with basically anything, but these are pass pro reps specifically. It's 5-second reps, and we go at about 75% effort, which means we're going hard, and we're probably just going to avoid that initial head-to-head collision. And then we're not going to do hard bull rushes. We might give you a pop to let you know, like you should have got your hands inside, but we're not going to finish the bull rush. And the reason we go for about 5 seconds is because it's like a real play. There's a conditioning component to it. But for the most part, when we do drills, we just kind of take a set, throw our hands. Once they stop, we're good. But no, we got to work the finish. We got to keep going through the whistle. Now, the rules are simple. The defender's just basically trying to get a sack. Don't be overzealous with the bull rush. And don't rush 3 linemen outside of the person you're going against. Now, the offensive player's goals can be just as simple. Don't give up a sack, but that's not what we're looking for with sparring per se. Yes, we want to win, but we also want to explore and try new things, and furthermore, try to apply the things we learned that day, like the things we drilled. So on a day like this where we drilled allowing the inside move to fully develop, that could be a constraint. So that's what we did on this sparring session. They could do whatever they want on the reps, except for jump the inside move. They had to let it fully develop. Or let's say you were drilling jump sets that day. Every rep of sparring, you could tell them they have to jump set. And if they win every rep, great. And if they lose every rep, also great. Because we're now still getting information. They're learning on things that they're not perceiving correctly, or they're even learning things like, hey, maybe I shouldn't jump set when the defender is this wide because I'm really struggling getting over there. And now they know situations and games that they should or should not do it. And now we get an honest look to see if the drills and behaviors we're trying to get the offensive lineman to do is actually showing up. And it's easier to do this in sparring where it's not about competition, but still development.
When you in here in sparring, ain't no winning in sparring. You know, a lot of fighters, they always talk about sparring. You know, oh, I did this to you in sparring, or I got the best of you in sparring. You know, if you in here sparring, you're supposed to be working on getting better. There's times where I just worked on my jab in sparring. There was times that I just worked on, countering, or coming forward or stepping to the right, you know, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That way, when you get in a fight and you need something, you got it in your bag. That's why you see a lot of fighters nowadays, they just one dimensional.
Yeah.
You see a fighter, he's coming forward all the time. He don't like when you push him back, he don't know how to react.
Yeah, he hasn't worked on that.
When you make a fighter go to his right, He's so used to going to his left, he don't know how to react. Or when the fighter can't land his best shot, he don't have no second shot that he likes to throw. So, I would just tell y'all, work on everything, and when you get in the ring and you start sparring, work on things that you don't like to do. Get comfortable doing things that you don't like to do and try things. Everybody come and spar and they do the same thing over and over and over. And then they wonder why they don't get better.